What's tea, y'all? Welcome back to Godsip, where we talk about all the gossip in the Bible. So today we are on 1 Samuel 9. And so there was a Benjamite, and his name was Kish. And Kish had a son named Saul, right? And they describe Saul as like just being tall and handsome. Okay? So Kish had some donkeys. And his donkeys ended up getting lost. So he told his son, like, he called Saul in the room and he's like, hey, like, I need you and the servant to go look for the donkeys because, like, they're gone. They're lost. So Saul was like, okay. So Saul and the servant, they had left out and they went to go look for the donkeys. So they're just going from town to town and they just can't find the donkeys. So now at this point, they're at, like, their last stop. And they couldn't find the donkeys in that town either. So Saul looked at the servant and was just like, listen, we might as well just go back home before my dad started worrying about us instead of worrying about the donkeys. But the servant, he was like, well, it's this man of God that's in this town that we in right now. And like, if we can find him, maybe we can like meet up with him and see if he can tell us which way to go, because he pretty much knows all things. Like everything that he says basically comes true. So Saul is just like, okay, but like, what are we gonna give him, because we don't have no more food or snacks in his little bag, so we can't give him that, and like obviously we don't have any other gifts, so like, what you think we should do? So the servant was like, he just started looking, he's just like, I got a little money, and he's just like, okay, like that'll work. So they went on their way and stuff like that. So they trying to just go find the man. So as they're going up the hill, they see some young women coming outside to get some water. So they ask them, they're like, okay, excuse me, ma'am, like, do you know where this man of God is? And the women like, actually, you know what? We do know where he's at. So actually, he's about to have a dinner and stuff like that, but you might want to catch him as soon as you can because he's only in town for today. But, you know, I think you would be able to catch him, like, as soon as you get to the city, like, you should be able to, like, find him right then and there, because he should be on his way to that specific dinner, and, like, they don't start the dinner without him because, like, he's the main event. And plus, on top of that, like, he pretty much, like, blesses the food and stuff, so you should be able to get him. So they're like, okay. So they start walking, they on their way and stuff like that. And as they're literally on their way, they see, well, I can't say that they knew that it was him, but Samuel, y'all remember Samuel's from the other chapter. So Samuel, because he's the man of God, he's walking in this direction, he's walking towards them, and Saul and the servant, they're walking this way. So like they're intersecting now. So as they're doing that, so they look and, but hold on. Mind y'all, the day before Saul got there, God had already spoke to Samuel and was basically telling him like, okay, I'm going to send a man from the tribe of Benjamin to you, and I want you to anoint him ruler over Israel, because remember, Israel wants a king. So I'm about to give them a king. So as they're walking, Samuel is seeing them, and Saul walks up to Samuel and he's like, excuse me, sir, like, do you know where this man of God's house is? Because like we're trying to look for him and like we really can't find him. So Saul's like, I mean not Saul, but Samuel's like, that's me, like I'm the man of God you're looking for. So he's like, oh, okay. So Samuel's like, you know what, I'm about to have a dinner and I want you to come eat with me. Like, I want you to come there. And you know what? While you're there, I'm going to basically, like, tell you everything that you need to know. And those donkeys that you're worried about, don't even worry about it, because they've already been found. It's handled. Okay? And before I forget, the fate of Israel is now in your hands. So Saul is like, hold on. Wait a minute. What you mean? Like, I'm just me. Like, I'm just from a little tribe of Benjamin. Like I'm not that important. Like, what you talking about? So Samuel, he just took Saul and the servant to his dinner, and they sitting at the table, and it's about 30 people there at this dinner. So Samuel, he goes to the cook and he basically tells him like, hey, you know that plate that I basically told you to reserve and set aside? I need you to bring that out now. So the cook brought it out and he set it right in front of Saul. So Saul, he's kind of looking confused. And Samuel's like, listen, this is, because the food, okay, let me go into detail, because the food that they basically brought out was basically like top tier, right? So obviously Saul is kind of looking kind of confused, like, this man is bringing me out like a top tier meal. Like, I don't know who this man think that I am, but like, that's not me. But anyways, Samuel looks at Saul and he's like, listen, I'm giving you this food because I've already had this food reserved. I already knew that you were coming. So just enjoy, eat up, you know, have a good time. So everybody, they get to eat and stuff like that. So after the dinner, Saul and Samuel, they're on Samuel's rooftop and they just having a good old time. They just talking, laughing, whatever, just chopping it up. So morning time comes. Samuel wakes up Saul and was like, hey, like, you might want to get up, you know, get dressed so you can be on your way. So Saul's like, okay. So he goes downstairs, he gets dressed and stuff like that. He gets ready. So now at this point, Saul and the servant is now outside. They're downstairs outside waiting to go home. So Samuel comes through and he's just like, he looks at the servant. He's like, so I think you should just be on your way. You know, just head home. Saul's gonna meet up with you. I just gotta talk to him. So the servant's like, okay. So the servant ends up leaving, and now it's just Saul and Samuel. So Samuel's looking at Saul and he's just like, listen, the reason why I wanted to get you with just you and me is because I wanted to give you a message from God. And the scene ends there. That chapter ends there. Y'all, it's going to get good, because at this point, y'all already know. Saul don't even know what's coming for him. He was already confused at the dinner. So like now, in chapter 10, I'm going to tell you exactly what happens next. But until then, guys, stay tuned. Bye.